It's Mal with Nifty Culture. A lot of exciting stuff's been going on this week. And today we're joined by two people who have been on the show, both ape owners. We thought we'd have a little ape chat given everything that's going on around the ape community, crazy sales, crazy derivatives, and the mutants coming this weekend. So, Jeff, Josh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So you guys want to just hop right into it and talk about kind of some record sales in the last 20 minutes, and then we can hop into mutants?
Yeah,
Definitely.
so we had a 500 ETH ape sale an hour ago, and that's a record, right?
Yeah, I think that's
That's
definitely a record, and I don't think it's the last one. I think we're just getting warmed up for Christie's.
totally. Bullish on apes. I'm bullish on apes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
When is Christie's?
It's an online only auction, and I think it's running for like a week in September.
Okay, so there's still more time for the apes to run. Well, the entire market seems to be running for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it doesn't seem like the pumps on apes are necessarily tied to any specific. I mean, I know the Christie's news really set it off, but kind of, I think since then it's just a pretty organic growth and people coming in and big, some celebs, influencer people coming in, and it's just taken off. The Mutants thing, we don't really know what the hell it is. I have a guess.
I have a guess too. Should we talk about our theories?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's ridiculous, and I hope it's not this. And I don't think it's this. This is my joke.
This is your nightmare scenario.
This is my nightmare scenario that a mutant ape turns out to be a human. It would be the worst. It's not that. I think my theory.
You would just get airdropped a human with your traits.
It's not that. It's a terrible joke. I did a drawing of what that might actually look like, and it was so
I'd like
scary.
To see that drawing.
It's so scary. You don't want to see it. But my actual theory is I think there have been some kind of clues in previous airdrops, and especially with the dogs. I think there are a lot of clues in the dogs to what might be the mutants. I think it's pretty interesting that
we're not going to need a dog for this drop.
You do not need a dog, correct? You just need an ape.
I'm dogless at the moment.
That dog floor is rising.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I did that.
You do need a dog.
I've been in and out of dogs. I've so many dogs have gone through me. That's but you know what I mean. I've owned a lot of dogs, flipped a lot of dogs.
Yeah,
zero.
I mean, my speculation is that there's the radioactive fur and there's the galaxy fur, and I feel like it could be something tied to that. And then the mutants are going to be insane. So I think that's what we know.
Insane. How did that start? Was that just a guy?
That was no. It was one of the founders dropped in.
One of the founders.
Chat. Yeah.
Okay.
He was like,
so there's,
and that's what the quote. That's been taken off. Yes.
So that's all we know, that they are insane.
Yeah, and if anybody's wondering that doesn't have an ape and hasn't been in the Discord what the Mayo stuff is, it's just that everybody saw MAYC and it looked like Mayo, and then so everyone's like, we're getting Mayo. And that's become a thing. And then there's been passed down the Mayo memes and things like that.
I mean, there's going to be a mayonnaise NFT.
Definitely.
So here's my theory. Mutant apes. You have to, so you combine your ape, you combine one of your apes with someone else's ape, right? From another wallet. So theoretically, it could be one you have in another wallet, or they could randomize the process. Like you mint yours, and it's automatically paired with another, and each of those two wallets get the mutant combination of those two. So mutant apes are a addition of two. Right.
Interesting.
Which is good, because then you have our original Bored Apes are still going to be the main thing. They're one of ones, but then you have Mutant Apes are additions of two, and if you're able to track down the other one, you could sell at a premium for both editions. I think that could be really fun. And you kind of have a partner somewhere else.
And
A
burn
brotherhood.
one so that there's only one left.
Yeah. So
That's
that's my working theory.
How about you, Mel? What are you thinking? What's a mutant? Is it a giant ape?
And I have no idea.
Like I don't care. It's gonna be 10 ETH, whatever.
Yeah, it's generational wealth. Is what it is. It's and I'm Douglas too. There's it's on some of the discords that aren't as well known. There's like people joking about like kennel dog leasing services, because there are people out there who are legitimately like, because of the value of the Bored Apes, and something in the future will require an ape and a dog again.
Yeah, we already know that.
I know people have like 3 apes and 25 kennel dogs. So the demand for that joint project will either be so high, or they'll have a leasing service where it's like, hey, I'm going to take your afterburn for this kennel dog. Afterwards, you'll get the afterburn back. And by the way, I want like a third of an ETH premium to put it on loan. So I think that's going to be really interesting. I was hoping, honestly, for and I was perpetuating this theory for a while, because I'm just a big fan of it, was the Gators. And the Gators don't fall in line with the Mutants, but when you look at Bored Ape Yacht Club, there's a kennel dog right next to the crocodile or the gator. And I thought, like, wow, like that's weird. We haven't seen, I don't think there's probably been like 20 gator NFT projects, and I just don't pay attention anymore. But I could see like something unique from the Bored Ape that would have like more of a PFP style. That would be a gator. But obviously that can't be the Mutants. It wouldn't make any sense for them to describe them that way. So I'm clueless.
My big idea, I actually messaged, who's the NFT attorney? Like Jacob something? Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
I messaged him. He completely ghosted me or ignored me. But I was like, here's the big idea. Lita Gators. Profile picture for lawyers on LinkedIn. So yeah, not been done yet. But
that's funny. One of my buddies who's not, and he was into NFTs for as long as he could lose money in Nifty Gateway, when everyone who got burned was on Nifty Gateway, and the March-April timeframe. He didn't trust us until there was no reason to not get in, and then that's when the thing fell out. He had an idea yesterday for drug labs, and so like how like all these like the stoner cats and all that stuff. Like, what if they were Labrador retrievers, but they were drug labs, and it was like a pun? And I'm like, dang, like that's brilliant. Why didn't you do this like
in a drug lab?
No, just drug lab. Like you could make
the background could be like a meth lab that's like customized.
Breaking Bad style.
Labs and labs.
But yeah, I'm excited for the Mutants. I mean, it's going to be, for me, it's so crazy to see just the momentum. Like I never thought in my wildest dream that in 4 months, I'd be sitting on a picture of an ape that is worth, something that can change my life, change my kids' lives, change everybody's lives. But it's also like, you've got to hodl. Like if I paper hand everything, the only thing I'm not going to sell is this damn ape. So it's crazy.
I have a plan for one of them, but the other one, there's too much value. There's too much value to holding, and that's what we're looking for. For actual investments in this space is what is more valuable to just have than to make a great flip on. And Bored Apes has just been like consistently proving, and they have there's no reason to doubt it anymore, that just holding this is just gonna be so beneficial for the foreseeable future.
And I think the community is just building so much. I think that it's like a community that people want to be a part of. I don't think that's going away. I think that, there's just so much more that can be done. I think Arizona Iced Tea buying an ape is just the start of, kind of this big mass adoption. Like, I think once institutions realize that they can buy an ape, put it on their product and sell it, and they have full commercial rights to it, it just changes the game. It's like, this is the first project that did that. You can buy a CryptoPunk, but you can earn 250,000, I think, in a year from that. There's no limit to it with an ape. So like these companies Arizona iced tea is probably going to put it on a can, and it's going to be everywhere. And
I am curious, like how that, like with if so many brands are doing that, does the brand get almost like, I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting experiment just to see, like, does the brand become so many things at once, rather than like a focused thing. I mean, I guess we'll still have like the Bored Ape Yacht Club creators, doing merch, and that will be like the main. We'll have like a brand, and then kind of everything else is just kind of a derivative branching other brands.
And company, like if they want to use actually Bored Ape Yacht Club, they still have to partner with the founders for the rights to that. But you can say Bored Ape and then call it whatever you want. And
I think, I'm worried about that a little bit, like brand fatigue. Like if, like let's say Arizona does have an ape, and maybe they probably would be smart and make it like limited runs, like available for certain amounts of time. And and I'm obsessed with Takashi Murakami. So like when they did I forget the sparkling water. My mind's just not working right now, but like they did his flowers on that, but it was like a limited run, the Perrier. Like it was really interesting, and like that went for a lot of money on the eBay. You could actually buy Takashi like water on eBay, which was really crazy to see. So I think it's going to be really interesting. But then, like, if Ben and Jerry's comes in, and now all of a sudden they're having an 8 flavored ice cream, which I think would be pretty cool.
Just rebrand Chunky Monkey. Come on, it's
like,
there. It's there. Where are you, Ben and Jerry?
I mean,
come on.
We have an artist for that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hit me up.
You gotta plug that, by the way. Thick Apes.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have NFTs?
They're still like somewhere between 0 and 50 left. I don't know. I haven't checked in a little bit, but I'm making the Thick Ape derivatives now at night.
You just have to buy his NFT. I bought it and messaged him. He gave it to me in like, you did it in like 15 minutes. I'm not guaranteeing that speed.
No, there's a little bit of a backlog right now,
but they look amazing and they're thick. So.
I'm trying to find.
I can't tell if mine's like jacked thick or like overweight. Like it's kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, there's different variations. They're all individuals still,
Yeah, mine could definitely like compete in like, he's like the world's strongest man, where he's a fat dude when he wears a shirt. When he takes it off, it's like, okay, that guy has muscle.
Yeah, it started because there were long necks and then short necks in the Discord, and then I was just
there were long neck apes.
There were long neck apes after the long neck ladies. Somebody did long neck apes, and then somebody did short neck apes, and then I was like, what if we did thick neck apes? And so I did one of those and dropped it in there, and then it just kind of got out of control. And then Tropo changed his profile picture, and then it really got out of control. So I did a bunch for free, and then I decided to tie it to owning my NFT that some people bought early on, and there's still some left. And
utility.
So utility. That's the key to all this. I think that's what I've really come to learn. It's like putting a piece of artwork out there is great. It's one thing, but adding utility to an NFT is really the game changer. And my plan is kind of to try to figure out how to add more over time and keep using it, and so people understand that it's not a JPEG. It's a key to open things and give you access to things.
I think that's a big realization that a lot of artists have had, that it is like, it's art, but it is something different. It's, yes, we love art NFTs for art's sake, but at the end of the day, like, they are also keys. They are also access, and they can do things that art on your wall cannot do. So take advantage of what it can do. It can't. Yes, we could put it on our wall. We're seeing that, but it's also this whole other thing. So I think artists are embracing that.
Yeah.
Fuck render, for example, with the crystals,
absolutely,
stuff like
Ghosts.
that, and really like tapping into and really seeing like the what's been happening on OpenSea and being like, all right, you know, how do we sell people on great art, but also give them this community experience with the access and everything that comes with an NFT. So I think it's come like full circle from where we were with, like, to segue to Nifty Gateway, you know, back in February and March, where they were killing it, but they oversaturated the market and they were just like dumping stuff on our you know, just giving us art with and we had nothing to do with it, really. But now, you know, they just seem to be, the whole art world is so much more locked into utility and access, and just the potential that the keys of the NFTs can unlock.
Yeah, no, I think the gamification of stuff too. I think, you know, if you collect these pieces and then you burn them or something, you get something new. I think there's so much, you know, it helps with the supply issues that happened with Nifty Gateway for sure. I think we're just getting started with it. You know, I think Ghost kind of led the way with a lot of it, and obviously we've all seen how that has gone.
I had an original.
You said had. That's sad.
Well, I mean, I know the floor is like crazy. It's one of those things where, like, wow, if I just held that and just like left NFTs, I'd be like way better off than I am now. But I did sell that for like 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Bought it primary for like 0.01 or whatever. It was in the 48th, and turned that one into 2 apes. So that led to a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's how you have to think about flipping stuff. It's like, if you see opportunity in other projects that is going to outpace what you currently have, it's a good flip. You know,
and nobody could have seen Ghost. I mean, it's just, I mean, that was he created a whole, not even like genre of art, I want to say, not just like stylistically, but the way he used Discord and community to, you know, to create access with the NFTs. And, you know, give people access to raffles. I've never seen. Did anyone do that before him? I think he invented that.
As far as I know, he was the first one to like really gamify and you know, make things explode like that. So it's props to him.
Totally. I mean, he's a billionaire.
So I mean, this is a great conversation. I didn't want to interrupt, but I kept getting kicked. I kept trying to pull up the ape, and it would shut down like my entire Chrome browser. So
he's too thick.
We will tweet the thickness. And then I didn't know what Harem's IO was, but thank you for the donor of the $5. And then I loaded up. Don't necessarily go to Harem's IO if you're on a work computer. It's an NFT. The art is cool, but it's a little bit provocative. So I don't have thoughts. We'll take a look at it and provide some commentary in the near future. But, you know, it's also been a crazy week with Nifty Gateway, and Trey put together this, you know, secondary Summer Slam event that was, to use an ape term, bananas with the amount of equity that was going on. That, I mean, we were looking at Xcopy going crazy. We saw, you know, Too Much Lag come in saying that they were going to do a giveaway. We saw Nest Graphics coming in with a giveaway. We saw so many other, like, I don't even recall all the artists that were just coming in to really support this whole thing. Friend of the show, Noe, actually was doing custom, you know, 1 of 100 NFT for it. F-Render, top 3, get a, you know, a Renderverse, Crystal. Like, I didn't really participate just because I'm bootstrapping a business, but you know, you were Shwaz, you were fighting pretty hard to kind of get into that, and you know, I'm curious what your thoughts were about the event and what got you excited, because I think you were buying some decent pieces.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, just incredible success. Trey, you know, he's a god. He deserves a Beeple. They should reward him a Beeple. You know, give him a Beeple, NG. If they I don't know if they have Beeples. I don't know if they have in their vault.
Give him the Switch.
Yeah, just give him the Switch. Who has the Switch? What's up with the Switch?
Nifty Gateway has the Switch because that guy never paid for it. So like they're like trying to figure out what do you do with it.
Oh, so
and
it potentially can be flipped. or did
I
Pac not like
don't
figure
know
out
if it's
what's
just
on the other side?
I don't know if it's just in the, it's not like Danny's ape that's just in the ether. I know it's not that. I know they control it, but it's like, it was supposed to be such a quintessential piece. And who knows, maybe the Switch was something about Ash and like they just went ahead and, you know, did the mechanic without flipping the Switch. Maybe there'll be something in the future where, you know, it's re-released somehow. I know that they've talked a little bit about like, anyway, we don't need to talk about the Switch. Right. Let's talk about the awesome event.
So yeah, I was super excited for this, and it came at, I think, the perfect time, just with the crazy volume across the board in the space, but also I think it just seems that for the people that were here a little bit earlier, there's definitely been phases of people coming in. The people that are here a little bit earlier, you know, I think they're still, you know, flipping some of these newer projects, but they're putting that money back into art, whether it's art blocks or blue chip artists. There's a lot more confidence there, and so and Nifty Gateway has been picking up a lot in the last, you know, week or two. So it just came at the perfect time, and it was super successful. And one thing I noticed was that most of the art that was bought was blue chip artists. You know, it wasn't just people scooping the floor, the bottom floor of NG just to get in there. Like, they were buying stuff that they're not gonna sell today or tomorrow. You know, that like my first thought when I heard about this was, oh, are people gonna just buy a bunch of stuff and try to flip it, you know, later in the week? It's I mean, so far it seems that's not the case. You know, just based on, like, there was a lot of hackatow and these. It just seems like a lot of art that people have been essentially like planning to buy, positioned to buy, that they kind of, you know, this was the right time. It worked out with this gamification ranking thing. So I was psyched to be a part of it. I made some sales, and then once I made some sales, I was like, okay, I have some stuff to play around with here. So then I got in the mix, and I got bumped out at the last second. I think I'm 151, honestly. I got to ask Trey, but I think I at the very end I was buying the NG floor.
Just trying to keep momentum up. You're buying darts. You bought like 100 darts.
I bought that. I bought a John Guido, who I like. You know, it was there. I bought Glass Crane, the Alicia, which I always wanted. So I have 2 of those. Not going to sell them right now. But it wasn't enough. I should have just like made it bigger. I should have just made a bigger purchase. But
gone for a mid-tier. It was really interesting to see. It was there was just a lot of excitement around that. Jeff, did you participate at all?
I didn't. I only have one piece on. I only have one piece on Nifty Gateway, and that's a Raf Garcetti that I got. I've been a follower of his for you know, probably 10 plus years, just like through the art. There's a drop on Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday.
Rewards for holders. So we'll see what that means.
Or is it also?
No, I think it's also open.
Okay.
I think just like there's, you know, same kind of thing that they do sometimes, maybe like a raffle or something. I haven't looked at the details.
Yeah. It's probably like the dollar raffle with the Yeah, it's you know, it's crazy just to see, and I completely agree. And I'm one of those, you know, everyone knows me as the paper hander and like all this stuff, but I'm also like, I think I'm good at looking at things and like knowing when I can get my hat right, knowing when it's valuable. Like I was watching, you know, Uniswap, and I watched Uniswap all the way down to $1,200. I was like, I can, like, right now is the perfect time to buy it, and I didn't do it. And you know, the V and Victoria balance by, you know, F render, and like there was just so much value that you could have had during this kind of lull where, you know, there's too much supply on Nifty Gateway. People got burned out. They went elsewhere. PFPs started popping. And I couldn't agree more that the timing of like luck, a little bit of luck, a lot of skill, a lot of commitment from the right artists that were going to come in and kind of surprise, having a rebate because, you know, people have complained about the Nifty Gateway fees, and then just being in this monster bull run and people are selling their punks, they're making money, and what I love about this, like for the long-term value, is that the money's not disappearing like it was a few months ago. It's
Right.
not bots that are just taking the money out of the ecosystem. It's the people that were the OGs that were like, wow, these punks are worth a lot. I'm going to sell one and I'm going to go reinvest. I'm going to go buy a couple X copies. I'm going to go buy a lot of things. And what's really interesting is I didn't hear very much talk about Beeple. I don't know how many, and I didn't watch the activity feed because I'm watching OpenSea activity feed these days, but I'm curious, if the obvious OGs I thought were doing well. Mad Dog Jones was moving. X copy was, Afterburn, which is a one of 900, got up to I think 7 Ethereum at one point, which is like nuts.
Yeah. I just bought one last week for 1.3. So
But Afterburn, see, you got two Nifty Gateway pieces.
Well, I got it on OpenSeas.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, but you can port it back if you want it to not be in your wallet. But
I invested in there's a fractional what do you call it? Fractionalization of an X copy one of one. I invested in.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think
like that's going to be snagged at some point and bought out.
Yeah, I lucked out with I had some profits from like really small projects that blew up. Like I had some punk cats that I got for like $20 on the drop, and some of them sold for 3 or 4 ETH. Like when that first bull run kind of happened with the big punk sales, like the punk cats kind of follow, like all the alt punks kind of follow the punks. If their punks are heating up, the alt punks kind of follow. And so I did really well with that. And then I went and bought a gutter cat and a gutter rat before they pumped. And then I bought a curio card, and I bought CyberKong babies. I bought 2 of those. And then I got the CyberKong VX. So it's been like just a building thing over the last month. It's been crazy.
It's like home run after home run, man.
It's been a good run, and I still have all my apes, so I'm not selling. So
and Oni Force, right?
Yeah. I bought an Oni pre-reveal at 0.4, and I'm still holding that. It's because that distribution is great. Yeah, I don't think anybody saw it getting up to a 70th floor in like 48 hours. I think that. I mean, it's the supply thing, but it's also the amount of holders that they already have is crazy.
It's really good. I think like with projects like Oni is it Oni?
Yeah,
Oni 1?
I think that's what
it's Oni. Just Oni.
Oni.
I think.
Oni. Yeah.
If I'm wrong, we'll get beat up in the comments and correct it next time.
They're dope. They're great, and I feel like there's been a big buildup with those. I saw them for the first time like a month ago.
Yeah,
they seem to really take their time with everything. So I think they're a little bit of an exception. But so many projects, especially in the last week or two on OpenSea, have gone straight for like a 1 ETH, 2 ETH floor, and it's just too much too soon.
Yeah,
and like the Penguins, for example, not a fan, hate them, hate them. Never had
Penguins
them.
broke
Never
my
will.
heart.
I have a deep love for the Penguins.
Sorry. Oh, you do?
I flipped my Penguins. I bought them all at 0.2. I had 3 of them. I actually had 5 of them, but 2 of them turned out to be fake. So those got removed from my wallet. I bought a mobile, which I never do, but it was like I didn't have access. So I bought 2 mobile, and they were fake, and they were gone. But I kept the other 3. I sold 1 for 4 ETH, and then I sold the other 2 for like 2.9 each.
I hate the Penguins.
And
the first,
flips.
I lost out. Like, so Donald and I were chatting on a Discord, and like I thought I was a big winner because like I got like the 13th rarest penguin. I got 3, and I minted them, and I got like 13th rarest, like 200th rarest, and just like one of the bottom barrels. And nothing's moving on these penguins. It's like dead on arrival. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to list it for half an ETH. Like, I'm just done with the project. It's a dead project. We're all being manipulated. And then, like, for a while, that was like the top sale of the penguins. And then it starts getting pumped. Like, and I should have known with Cole involved and all the. This is my big concern, not Cole, but like there's a lot of concern with market manipulation right now with all of these drops. And so, I come back and I look, and never, ever, ever, if you sell something before it pumps, don't go look. It's never gonna be good for
No,
you.
it's not. No.
And it's sold for like 20 Ethereum, and it's just like it's a like. And there's everyone has those stories, but it's just. But then penguins are crashing back down right now. We're starting to see the pace at which like this manipulation is happening, and we're starting to see those wallets with Oniforce. We saw wallets like listing their own NFTs at a lower price and like immediately just buying them like that, like blatant manipulation just to get the FUD in, so that like they're keeping the floor lower because they know like if they can drop it 0.4 to 0.23 really quickly and then just keep scooping up those floors. There's massive concerns right now about some of this market manipulation that can be going on, especially with arbitrage between like the mint and the reveal, where people are experimenting with, oh, all my friends are making all this money, I'm going to buy one NFT. Oh, gas prices were so high, this is uncomfortable, I'm just going to take whatever I can get. And then these people make all this stuff. So it's reminiscent for me of, and we've been saying this for weeks, SAS says it nonstop, that like we're at the top and it's here, but it's eventually there is going to be the top. And I think
it's
like
only prolonged because there's new people coming in at it. But
and
as soon as that slows, it's especially with the cute stuff, like literally like the cute projects, like the Mimi, like the penguins or the koalas. The koalas are great. People's attention span for cute stuff is way shorter than people's attention span for like cool stuff or like stuff that actually has value and that you actually want to flex. Like an ape. To me, apes. I mean, apes have hit a whole different level, but things that are creating worlds, animatas, or even subducks, that feel like they're creating brands. But like Pudgy Penguins, what is it besides it's a shit coin, right?
Right.
It's a shit coin. And I get like a lot of the shit coin people have come over.
Yeah.
Can we curse on here? I'm sorry. We're good. It's a shit. They're shit coins. They're shit coins. They essentially, I think what's happening is a lot of shitcoin people, the Dogecoin aficionados, have come over and said, "Oh, this is like the same thing, except they're non-fungible, and they have like a cute penguin on the cover of them, essentially on the token. But other than that, it's the same thing. We could pump them, we could tweet about them, we could tell everyone it's cool to have, but we're not going to give any. There's no other value to it besides just this. You're buying the pump rather than buying the product. You're buying the product, right? You're not buying the value of holding. You're buying the idea of it going up,
right?
And there are too many people that are coming into the space thinking that's what like this whole thing is.
Yeah,
and that's what worries me a little bit because
I mean,
NFTs are about like value from holding them because they're keys. And if these projects are not giving you that, then to me they have a short lifespan.
Yeah, no, I think that you're totally right on that, and I think it's it's great to use these profile pick projects to build ETH so that you can buy stuff that you want to hold on to. I think that's a great tool of them right now. But like you're right, unless they have a great community around them, then
right. And the truth is, like people that are experienced now, people in like the Discord that we're in, understand this.
Yeah.
And they have, because of their experience, they understand, like they know how to flip on these markets. They understand what's happening. But in the end, their money is going back into, art or apes or punks. So at some point, like this bull run specifically in like the cute shit, because I think there are different someone on Twitter, I forget who said it, but was talking about how there's not really a cycle in NFTs. Like there's no like bull run, bear run, because there's so many like micro economies within it. Like there could be a bull run in art,
right,
while there's a bear run in gaming or collectibles or whatever. NFTs are not one part of the market. So like this bull run for collectibles, just flipping, selling, finding rare shit, like that's gonna crash at some point. It's gonna dip at least.
Yeah, it'll dip at least for sure. And but then there will be projects. There will be like another project that comes out that's just amazing looking. Because people have been building all summer long, and it's just not ready yet because like a lot of people are perfectionists, and so something could come out in November that just blows us all away and it starts all over again. It's just it's so hard to guess.
And it seems like the rate of people coming in, like there were so many new people that came in this week. They saw the koalas, which are very good. Like they look great, they're fun. But they saw the koalas and they're like, "This is fresh. Like this is like this is amazing." Like I think to a lot of people, the koalas were like really exciting and new with all the traits and the radioactive and all this craziness. But at some point, like we're not going to have this amount of new people coming in at this rate. Right. And as soon as it slows, like there's got to be some kind of pullback. Right?
You just described the mutants with the radioactive and it's a joke, but I couldn't agree more with that. The hypothesis, the concern that I have, and like I'm taking less risks than I would have recently on a lot of these mints, especially like any decent project is going to have 1,000+ gas because people can tell it's good and it's got support. And so my recommendation right now is like, and there was a comment before my thing shut down, is like pick projects you like because at some point this becomes illiquid incredibly quickly. Not all NFTs, but PFPs can become illiquid incredibly quickly. Like 2 days of bad drops and this bull run for PFP collectibles is over. And then you add into that like we do the daily alpha leak where we go and find all the drops of the day. It's exhausting because there's and I miss so many. There's an average of 15 drops a day per day, every day for the last like 2 weeks in a row. So when you think about that volume of Ethereum, I did the calculation just of like how insane all of this is. And those mint numbers aren't counted by OpenSea. So when we're looking at the OpenSea growth, that's only once the OpenSea transaction occurs. So when you think about all of those transactions and how much movement is happening, someone's going to get stuck with a ton of bags at the end of this. Now, there's 10,000, 15 drops a day that, times 10,000 on average, let's call 7, we'll keep it simple, 10. That's like 150,000 new NFTs per day. How many of them are going to be valuable at the end of this bull run? Not very many. And so just be cautious and know this is designed to have bag holders. And my concern is that there's going to be a lot of people holding bags that they're going to do what they did with Nifty Gateway. They're going to leave. And then if they do come back, it's not going to be for 3, 4, 5 years. And so there's going to be a lot of people that get burned at the end of this. And so we have a responsibility to make sure that we're encouraging people to not become too illiquid. That being said, there's a lot of opportunity. There will be another project that is, they may not be the apes, they may not be the punks. There's a lot of room for what's going to be that third. Is it the gutter cats? Is it Oni? There's so much room. And when you think about generational wealth and those types of things, none of this is financial advice. There's something there we either have seen and we don't value enough yet, or something new that's going to come that's going to be incredibly valuable that fills in that top 5. So look at the art, trust the team, make sure that they're not anonymous, make sure that they have community, make sure that the roadmap isn't like every other roadmap that we're seeing right now. Those would be my pieces of advice on all of this.
Yeah. And my strategy right now, I'm barely minting anything new.
Yep.
I think I'm planning on minting that hundreds thing tomorrow. Have you seen the bombs? I think that's great because I think that's kind of in line with the Bored Ape branding thing. So very excited about that. But in general, like I'm not minting anything new. My shift has been art for one, but also just looking at some of these projects from the last like month or two that have dipped a little bit.
Yep.
Because I think you want to see a project go through a little bit of like adversity. You want to see the dip happen, and you want to see like how the community reacts. Like, does the community split? Do they pump it? Are they dumped? Are they pump and dumped? Or do they like, oh no, we're still here. We still see the value of holding this. So, I mean, for a couple days ago, I was seeing that, like, I'm jumping in and out of these discords. Like, I saw that with the sup ducks.
Yeah.
I saw that, like, they're just like, they're supping everywhere. They write
Yep.
sup on all the tweets. They're very like it's a Twitter picture that like stays their Twitter picture. They're not like switching. Like, that's their community. And they had like a smaller holder share, so it's taken a little bit of time, but it's been very organic. And then I think they blew up from 0.5 to 1 the other day. So something like that. The next one, Animatas, to me, like, they pulled back, but really good holder share. Community is into it. Has a lot of potential for worlds or games or whatever they're doing. So I'm kind of looking at stuff that's had a little bit of time, and not just like, these hypes, these people, what people are tweeting about. Like, there's a lot less focus, and it's easier to catch, more the beginning of the upward cycle, rather than just like FOMOing into something new.
Yeah, I tell a lot of people that, like, if you're finding your info on Twitter, you're too late. It's all in Discord first. Like, everybody packs their bags, and then it seems like everybody goes to Twitter and be like, "Hey, I just found this thing," and it's like
there's too many ulterior motives. On Twitter, there's too much. Yeah, you gotta find your people. Find a group of people that you trust on Discord, and just like, share information with them, because, like, Cole, nah. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I hang out in two places. I'm in Nifty Culture, and then I'm in the Meta Key, and that's my
Meta Key.
Board Ape.
Not Meta. Yeah. That's not Metaverse HQ. That's different.
No. I sold my Metaverse HQ for 5x. Yeah, it's good. It's good to take profits.
Shout out to Nifty Culture.
Yeah.
Nifty we may be doing a drop in 5 days and 20 hours.
Yeah, let's plug it.
I can't even, if I could pull it up, I would. I just threw it in there. Mike is going to kill me. Pio is going to kill me, but it's a utility token that we're going to be launching. It's not like a generative art project. We are going to have some gamification elements for those that want to support us, but we have the whales like Danny who would want, if we did a poll and asking if we're going to create, and I don't want to go into too much detail because we have more important things to talk about, but we wanted to create something that's fun that anyone can afford, and it's just going to be a lot of interesting gamification for people that want to play the game, and we have some crazy artists that are incredible and awesome that are going to be participating in future airdrops. Can't make any announcements on who they are yet, but we're really looking forward to that. So if you're interested in that, check out the link that I shouldn't have posted, but I'm feeling lucky today. What are you guys excited about this week? We got a couple minutes left. I
have a list.
I got a list. Here's
I have
the
notes.
order of my list that it's in.
I wrote some notes.
I mean, I've got two real quick before your notes I like that are still low enough for people with good entry points. I think the Wanderers is super cool. It's last time I looked, which was last night, it was like 0.2 was now the floor.
It's still 0.2, but we PO did an interview with the creators earlier today. So I encourage anyone that wants to learn about Wanderers, go watch PO's video from like 2 hours ago, because I agree with you. Wanderers is awesome.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the interview yet. Yeah, you're in the spaceship. Yeah, okay. It's what I've been telling people. It's Star Wars plus Space Mountain plus synth pop. It's like that's what it is. It's awesome. It's got great music. It's actually my kids' favorite NFT. They're 3 and 5, and they watch it on a loop. Like, they just are mesmerized by it. So I keep buying more. I'm like, yeah, this is really great.
And you get planets with them.
Yeah.
They're going to airdrop planets. They're going to airdrop avatars. And you have this passport. You can go visit other people's planets. Like, there's this whole, like, when you talk about world building, Wanderers is going to be awesome. Check it out. What's your other one before?
Deadfellows. I love it. I think it's the next cool. It's not even October. Come on.
You had good points, but keep going.
I know how big, Halloween is in the US, especially. It's like, we're going to get to, mid-October, and people are going to start wanting cute zombie NFTs as the profile pictures, and those things are just going to explode. They're the next Cool Cats, the next, Penguins. I love the art personally. I think they're super clean. They did a great job. Yeah.
I'll buy one more just
All right.
because,
Just hold it.
out of respect.
Yeah. So, and the thing I've noticed is like if you hold, I've been looking at like these sales where I buy stuff super low and then sell them for super high, and it seems like the magic number, and this is not a fact by anything, but seems to be holding it over 19 days. Like for some reason, that is just kind of the cycle to the peak that I've just in my experience with it. It seems like
There's
you can
definitely
hang on to it that long.
resurrection phase that happens not with every project, but with a lot with the ones
with the
that
good
ultimately
ones
succeed. Yeah.
So it's like, like things like Vogu were down for a bit, and like there were people, I was getting
that's still a good buy.
Yeah, totally. I was getting wrapped ETH offers for like 0.3, and I'm like, what? People are buying these at 0.3? There's only 7,000. Like this is gonna scream back on the way up. So it's.
I think Vogu and Oni and Animatas are all kind of the same niche. Like I'm not like an anime person, but that seems like it really, speaks to that space. And there's so many like that seems to be a pretty big audience that there could be more than one there. So I think Vogus are really cool. I would love love to see what they build. With the story and everything.
And Traxy came on the show. Like,
oh, did?
Yeah. He was talking about. He did an interview with PO that you guys can probably check out. All right, let's.
It was a great interview. It was a great. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to. My whole computer is just not cooperating today. All right, Josh, what you got? What's your list?
Well, I just saw a comment with Record Shop, and that's interesting. That's one that you ever have anything that like people tell, like you see a tweet and you're like, all right, I'll buy this. And then you just make a bunch of money, but you never understand what it is.
Totally.
Record Shop. It's some like house. And I'm not recommending this because I don't understand it at all. It's like these like deep house guys in Europe that are doing like an NBA Top Shot type of thing. And where I bought their Genesis packs and they're like cards. And each one is like these deep house beats with names I've never heard of, and I listed them, and then I made like 10x. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Still don't know. I can't withdraw it though. So yeah, maybe commenter if you want to shed some light on what that is, because
I just thought of one more.
People are buying them.
I just thought of one more thing. Like the most interesting new mechanic that I've seen is what Blazed Cats is doing.
Oh yeah,
and
I bought 30.
Yeah. So what they did is that the lower your rarity on their airdrop, they're going to like flip it. So if you have the least rare, you're going to get the most rare on their airdrop, which their airdrop looks awesome. The heads. So it's
and when they announced that, then suddenly the floor was being scooped up, and then people were listing like their super common ones for a lot, and then they were getting scooped up. Really interesting. But those guys are smart and really experimenting a lot. So my favorite project ever to this point, Heaven Computer. Malachi, we've talked about possibly getting her on the show. Have you heard about this?
I saw it running in activity, but I did not have time to scoop it up.
It's this girl from Brazil did this whole project by herself, and she designed this website, and you got to check it out. It's called Heaven.computer, and it looks like an old Windows 98 desktop, and it's super detailed and intricate, and you could even like make notes on it and click folders and do all this stuff, and that's how you minted it. And there was like a delayed reveal. She was having problems because she was doing all this by herself, but then like they started coming out, and they're just these bizarre figures that are, I don't even know how to explain it. They're like glitch looking figures, and they have different amounts of distortion, or they're some of them are see-through. They're called ghosts as well. but her story is incredible. Like, she's just a struggling developer in Brazil, that's, you know, never had any kind of success as an artist or developer, and this was her first thing, and it kind of came out of nowhere. So she was just on the Spaces, like the official OpenSea Twitter Spaces, and she was telling her story, and it's incredible. And just like as a piece of art, as an art project, it just kind of speaks for itself. So, I mean, there's still, I think the floor is like 0.7 right now. It's, to me, like, this is like, as far as generative art projects go, this is like a really interesting project outside of art blocks. You know, I think there's so many art blocks projects, and that's, you know,
there's a cool one tomorrow.
I'm sure there is. There's a lot of art blocks projects.
You'll know when you see the gas go up to 2,000. It's art blocks. Okay, I got it.
I've never had an art blocks. I get it. I think at the end of the day, there are going to be some iconic. There already are. The Squiggles and the Fidenza.
Yeah.
But it's reminding me a lot of Nifty Gateway in like February, March. They're just dropping stuff on you. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the multiple drops a day started making me uncomfortable. Like, it was like when Nifty Gateway started, it was like 3 drops a week. Then it was like 7 drops a week. And then once they started doing 2 a days, you're like, oh, wow, like it's 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And I share some of the concern about, I mean, flowers on art blocks. I think I paper handed that. I think that one's like, I paper hand basically, if I paper hand it, buy it and hold it forever, right?
Yep, I'm holding mine. That's how I gauge things now.
That's awesome.
It's like, as soon as you sell it, I'm like, all right, this is
time to double down. I got 3 minutes left, and then I got to run. But
no worries.
What Josh? Any other final projects you're excited about?
Yeah, Atom Bomb Squad tomorrow. That's the 100th drop. It's a huge drop. It's like 25,000 mints, which is a lot. But maybe I put a thing. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Something got blocked. Oh yeah, there. 25,000 mints. I think it's at 0.1. There, you could buy. I think
25,000 at 0.1.
Yes, that's a lot.
Did you see his hat yesterday? It went over for 30 grand.
Oh, what did the hat?
His hat, yeah, the pink hat.
It's a big deal, and you could buy, I think, batches of 10 for 0.07. So there are deals. It's a huge mint. That's a lot. We've never seen one that big, right?
The cats, I think, were the Menaki. I can't, and I apologize if I offend anybody by saying it incorrectly, but that was like 14,000 something. I think that's near the record.
Mutants was 20K.
Oh yeah.
But that's big. But I mean, they are baked into the like what they're talking about with these. They are there's going to be royalties for, merch. Like, they are incorporating. I mean, there's going to be 25,000 unique ones, so that's a lot of different designs. I don't know exactly how that'll work, but the Hundreds is a big brand.
Yeah,
they're kind of like Supreme Light. Like, they have very popular in street culture, and they do look cool. They kind of have a pop art feel. And the bomb design is something they've had for a while. So I think I'm going to go for it. Who knows? And then the other really good Nifty Gateway drops this week. Sky Gope, Raf Grizzetti. Is that his name?
Grizzetti, yeah.
And Clarence. And then Royal.io. Very excited about. That's 3 Laos. Or Blau?
Blau.
I don't talk a lot of words out loud.
It is Blau.
I'm so I know all the terminology when I'm typing it, but as soon as it comes out of my mouth, it's like I don't know what I'm saying. Blau, his new website he just launched. That's gonna have to do with essentially a musical artist dropping NFTs where you could invest in their success and have stake in their success and profits. And I've always thought that is like will be an amazing sector for the NFT space. Musicians kind of subverting labels and being able to, bring it, like, have their fans invest and build together with their fans. So I think that's a really cool idea. And he's the guy, he's the perfect guy to do this because he's been like the pioneer of all of it. So
yeah, I mean, that one's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that happens, especially like, I think like that's the next. So when we talk about the next stuff, like I want to.
Oh, you shared Trey's referral link? I was going to share mine. All right, yeah.
Shout out
good for
to
Trey. Trey deserves it.
Trey deserves a beeple.
He deserves a beeple.
And I was going to just put royal.io, but if you click that link, and Trey, who ran a lot of the project for Nifty Gateway, would get the referral credit. So hopefully that helps him because he's a damn fine human being and he deserves anything good that can happen to him. And tomorrow I'm going to do a Crypto Raiders video if any of you guys want to do some Tammy stuff. And most importantly, I wish I could share it, but if you go look at this video, I retweeted it on twitter.com/NFT culture. If you go buy this Bored to Death, what else I like is you had the ape skeleton way before the Bored Ape skeleton idea was kind of stolen. And now you're creating thick apes. If you own this one piece of NFT, you've given me a thick ape. You gave Josh. I mean, you've done quite a few now of these thick apes. So I'm actually going to pin it. So go to twitter.com/NFT culture. I can't pin it because I can't pin a retweet. So it's the second from the top. Go check out his thick apes. And it's a really cool project and it looks fantastic.
Oh,
there's mine.
Yeah,
that works.
There you go.
Yeah.
They look great.
So good.
Thank you. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Please follow us on Twitter. Drop coming September 1st. Join us on Discord. We threw a bunch of links. Josh, Jeff, thank you so much for being on. Second time simultaneously.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
All right, take